My name is Adam Dedman. I'm from Nevada in the United States, and my role is I am the new secondary principal at ISR.
Hi, my name is Ina. I'm originally from Estonia. I've been living here in lovely Riga for the past 20 years. And my role at the school is middle years program, English as a second language.
My name is Mario Delgado, and I was born in Havana, Cuba, but I grew up in Miami, Florida, so that is my hometown. And at ISR, I'm going to be the MYP and DP1 English teacher.
My name is Natalie Newbold. I am from the US, and this year I will be at the secondary school teaching health, PE, and DP business management.
My name's Mikkel Stenhaug. I'm from Denmark and Norway, but I was born and raised in Hong Kong. I am the Year 6 English and INS teacher.
Hello, my name is Flynn. I am from the UK originally, and I am the cover supervisor for the secondary school at ISR.
Hello, my name is Mina Dedman, and I come from the United States, most recently Minden, Nevada. And my role at ISR is going to be teaching in the MYP, grade 10 English and Social Studies, INS, and then in the DP, grade 11 TOK and Global Politics.
My name is Amir from London, England. I teach math and physics.
Hello, my name is Elizabeth Lloyd, and I originally come from Germany, but I spent the last 9 years in Egypt in Cairo teaching, and I will be the MYP Individuals and Society teacher.
Hello, my name is Zach Montoya. I am from the United States, from Colorado, and at ISR I'll be teaching MYP Science and MYP English.
My father was a teacher. He was a sixth grade teacher, and I spent a lot of time in the back of his classroom watching him work with the students, and since then I've always wanted to be a teacher.
I have always wanted to become a teacher. I love people, I love communities, I love teaching, and I love to see the progress that we can make together with the students.
So before getting into education, I was actually working in higher education, and I worked at an NGO, and I was working as a program manager in the corporate world, but it felt quite empty. I missed being a teacher, so I went back into the classroom after trying it out in the corporate world for some time.
For the longest time, I actually didn't want to be a teacher. I tried to avoid it a lot. My mom was actually a teacher as well. But through the years of living abroad and everything, I actually started really teaching here at ISR a few years ago as an assistant teacher. I actually really fell in love with it, and I decided to get my teaching certification, and I finally decided to do it full time.
I find meaning in helping others find meaning and reaching their goals and their potentials, sort of creating those narratives and stories around that and being a part of it, even if it's being a side character, in their main character story in a way.
Education is something that was always around in my household. My mother is a teacher, so I always heard stories about how she did at work, as well as my own private journey through education being quite interesting back in the UK. So it's just something I'm very comfortable with.
Well, I remember in 8th grade, I was sitting in a classroom. My favorite history teacher was an incredible storyteller, and I realized how much I love learning more about people and where they come from and what makes them interesting and how they contribute to the world. So I decided to pursue a degree in history and become a teacher so I could share those stories with kids.
I love making things, so for me, coming from an aerospace engineering background, I want to put math and physics into good use and make real life stuff with it.
Well, actually, I already studied in university to be a teacher, and afterwards I chose a little bit different career, but what actually brought me back is really my passion to teach, to inspire other people, but of course, so for me it's very important to learn from them, to learn from my students, to be open to their opinions and their views of the world.
In university, I worked at summer camps at different places with kids, and I realized that I just had a passion for working with kids, so I wanted to be a teacher since I graduated university.
I really enjoy solving puzzles and I like playing the guitar. I'm not quite as good as I want to be, but I enjoy learning.
The community should know about me that I'm very open-minded. I love education. I love studying. I love communicating with people and finding out more about people.
One thing the ISR community should know about me is that despite my kind of privileged upbringing, I'm actually a refugee from Cuba, and I feel like those roots are very influential in my life, and it really influences the way I view the world and how I have a lot of gratitude for the things that many times people take for granted, such as access to food, to health, to safety.
I really love going out and meeting new people. I try to stay pretty active through dance, and also that helps me to meet new people and everything. So if anyone just wants to hang out or do anything outdoors, especially while it's warm, which is a very short amount of time, I would love to do that.
Always a hard question to answer for me, but I kind of like a chameleon. I like a bit of everything. There's very few things I'll say no to. So if I'm invited here or invited there, and I tend to try and say yes to everything.
That I am constantly running around the building. The nature of my job is that I am covering all of the year groups, all of the subjects, but it does mean that I have like a very personal knowledge of most of the students and most of the subject matters and the fields of education.
That's the hardest question. I find it hard to explain what's different about me because I think I'm pretty normal, but perhaps here's a fun fact. I love books, I love reading, and so for the last several years I have made a goal of reading a minimum of 50 books a year, and during COVID I read 120.
I think I'm open-minded, I'm outgoing most of the times, even though the Germans might not come across as such. And in my free time, I like to travel, of course, like most people here. I like to sing in choir, and I love to read various books.
The community should know that I am very passionate about kids and that I love sports, and I try my best to mix those two things.
I love the experience for my own children, and I love the different variety of people that I get to meet from all over the world. It makes for a very fun day going to work every day.
I love being a part of the international community. People who come from different parts of the world, exchanging lifestyles, educational approaches, and just being together in a lovely city and country called Riga, Latvia.
What I love most about being at an international school is how open-minded people are and how they tend to be more aware of their beliefs and how they impact other people. So, in other words, empathy and compassion.
And I just love meeting people from so many different backgrounds and cultures, whether those are our students or other staff members. I love getting to know them and just getting to be part of such an internationally minded community.
Having been brought up in an international school myself, I also wanted to be a teacher for that same kind of student, and I can't imagine my life not having started in an international environment. It's just the languages, the perspectives, the stories, and yeah.
Being so far away from home for the first time in a long time has been quite a new and difficult experience for me at certain points. So being in an environment where everyone is going through the same thing is quite comforting and reassuring.
It's twofold. For me, I love getting to meet new people and learn things about other languages and cultures. It gives me new ways to think. But now that I have children of my own, it's really important and really gratifying to get to see them experience the world and come away more open-minded and curious than they would have been before.
It's interesting, you meet people from all walks of life, from different cultures, and we make great friends, good friends. I always learn from them. People from all over the world, when we come, work together under the same roof. There is always something to be learned from the other person.
Being part of an international school mostly means that you are part of different perspectives. You are part of the international community. You learn. You are sometimes confronted with things that maybe at first sight you do not appreciate or you don't like, which is new to you, and just this confrontation and really changing your outlook on the world is really what inspires me the most.
I love working in international schools because you get to meet people from all kinds of cultures and backgrounds, and you get to work with one another to kind of become better people.